Welcome, friends. Today I will tell you a story that will truly touch your heart. On a cold and lonely street, a young homeless girl sat quietly on the sidewalk. Her clothes were torn, her hands were freezing, and her eyes were filled with silent pain. People walked past her as if she did not even exist. She was invisible to the world. At that very moment, a luxury car stopped by the road. From it stepped out a millionaire CEO, dressed in a fine suit, carrying all the pride of his successful life. In his hand, he held a black credit card, the symbol of limitless wealth. He walked towards the girl, and without a word, he bent down and offered her the card. The girl looked at him with surprise, her lips trembling as she tried to understand what was happening. The CEO's thought was simple. He wanted to test her. He wanted to see what a homeless girl would do with such power in her hands. For a long moment the girl stared at the card. She could have taken it. She could have bought anything in the world, food, clothes, even a home. But instead, she gently pushed it back towards him. With tears in her eyes, she whispered, "Sir, I do not need money like this. All I need is a chance to work, to stand on my own feet, to live with dignity." The CEO was shocked. He had never expected such words. He realized that true strength was not in having everything, but in having the courage to ask for nothing more than respect. His eyes filled with tears. For the first time in years, he felt his heart beating with humanity. Slowly, he took her hand and helped her stand. He said softly, "From today you will not sleep on these streets. You will work with me. You have reminded me that kindness is the greatest wealth." The girl's face lit up with hope. A faint smile appeared through her tears, and in that smile, the CEO saw the true meaning of richness. And so, in that one moment, 2 lives changed forever. Friends, if this story touched your heart, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe, only on Soul of Kindness. Welcome, friends. Today's story will open your eyes to the true meaning of wealth. It was a cold morning. The city streets were filled with people rushing to their destinations. But in one corner, a homeless girl sat quietly against a broken wall. Her clothes were thin, her face pale from hunger, yet her eyes carried a dignity that no hardship could take away. As cars passed by without noticing her, one black luxury car stopped. From it stepped out a millionaire CEO, his shoes polished, his suit perfect, his expression filled with pride. In his hand was a black credit card, something so rare and powerful that it could buy almost anything in the world. The CEO walked towards the girl, bent down, and without saying a word, placed the card in front of her. A small crowd began to gather. Some whispered, "She will take it and disappear." Others mocked, "This is a test, she will surely fail." But the girl did something no one expected. She looked at the card, then looked up at the CEO, and with trembling lips she said, "Sir, this card can buy me food, clothes, even a home, but it cannot buy me respect. Please don't give me money. Give me a chance. I want to work. I want to live with dignity." The crowd went silent. The CEO's eyes widened. His heart, which had been buried under years of greed and power, suddenly awakened. A tear fell down his cheek. He whispered in disbelief, "You are teaching me what I had forgotten, that true wealth is not in what we keep but in what we give." He reached out, gently lifted her up from the ground, and said with a breaking voice, "From today, you will never sleep on the street again. I will give you work, I will give you a home, and most importantly, I will give you the respect you deserve." The girl's eyes filled with tears of gratitude. For the first time in years, she smiled with hope. And in that moment, the millionaire realized that the most powerful card in the world was not black, but the human heart. Friends, if this story touched your heart, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe, only on Soul of Kindness. Welcome, friends. Today's story is about a test that turned into a life-changing lesson. It was a stormy evening. The wind was harsh, the sky dark, and rain poured down the busy city streets. People rushed with umbrellas, but in one corner, a young homeless girl sat soaked, hugging herself for warmth. She hadn't eaten for days, yet her eyes carried a quiet strength that poverty could not steal. A black luxury car stopped beside her. From it stepped out a millionaire CEO, confident, powerful, his shoes shining even under the rain. In his hand, he held a black credit card, the symbol of endless wealth. The crowd noticed him and began to gather. Whispers filled the air. Why is he giving her that card? She will take it and waste it. She's just a beggar, nothing more. The CEO bent down, extended the black card and said softly, "Take it. Use it however you wish." The girl looked at the card for a long time. Her hands trembled as she touched it, but then she slowly pushed it back. With tears mixing with raindrops on her face, she whispered, "Sir, this card can buy me food tonight. But what about tomorrow? Money will feed me for a day. A job will feed me for a lifetime. Please don't give me wealth, give me a chance." The crowd fell silent. Some covered their mouths in shock. Others wiped their eyes. They had expected greed, but they witnessed dignity. The CEO's eyes filled with tears. His powerful voice cracked as he said, "All my life I believed wealth was everything. But today, a girl without anything has shown me the meaning of true richness. You are greater than me." He stood up, pulled off his coat and placed it gently on her shoulders. Then, in front of the watching crowd, he held her hand and said, "From today, you are not homeless. You will work in my company. You will have food, shelter, and respect. And I will never forget the lesson you gave me tonight." The girl wept, but this time her tears were of hope, not despair. The crowd erupted in applause, some crying, some smiling, as they witnessed the power of kindness. And so, on a rainy street, 2 lives changed forever. The millionaire found his lost humanity, and the homeless girl found her new beginning. Friends, if this story touched your soul, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Only on Soul of Kindness. Welcome, friends. Today's story is about how a single act can change 2 destinies forever. It was late at night. The city lights were glowing, but in the shadow of those lights sat a homeless girl on the cold pavement. She hadn't eaten for 2 days. Her hands were shaking from hunger, her lips were pale, and her eyes looked tired, but inside, her soul still carried hope. A luxury black car stopped nearby. Out came a millionaire CEO, tall and confident, his expensive watch shining under the streetlights. In his hand, he held a black credit card, the symbol of unlimited power and wealth. The people passing by slowed down. Some laughed cruelly. What will she do with it? Others whispered, she will run away and misuse it. Everyone waited to see greed. The CEO bent down, extended the card and said, "Take this. Buy whatever you want. This is your chance." The girl stared at the card, tears filling her eyes. She held it for a moment but then shook her head and returned it. Her voice was weak but full of dignity. "Sir, I know this card can buy me food, clothes, even comfort, but I don't want charity. All I want is an opportunity to live with respect. Please give me work, not money. Let me earn my life, not borrow it." The crowd gasped. Some covered their faces in shame for ever doubting her. Even the CEO froze, unable to move. Slowly tears rolled down his cheeks. He whispered, his voice breaking, "All my life, I believed money was power. But tonight, you showed me, real power is in a heart that chooses honesty over greed. You are richer than I ever was." He took off his suit jacket and placed it gently on her shoulders. Then in front of the watching crowd, he helped her stand. His voice grew stronger as he declared, "From this moment you are no longer homeless. Tomorrow you will walk into my office, not as a beggar, but as my employee. You will have food, shelter, and dignity, and I will forever be grateful for the lesson you gave me tonight." The girl broke down in tears, but these were tears of joy. The people around clapped and cheered, some even crying. That night, on a lonely street, not only did a homeless girl find a home, but a millionaire found his lost humanity. Friends, if this story touched your heart, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Only on Soul of Kindness. Welcome, friends. Today's story will end with a lesson that may change the way you see the world. It was a cold night, and the homeless girl sat under a dim streetlight. Her stomach was empty, her hands numb from the cold. Yet her eyes still searched for hope in a world that had given her nothing. A black luxury car stopped beside her. Out stepped the millionaire CEO, powerful and proud, holding the black credit card that represented limitless wealth. A crowd gathered quickly, whispering, waiting to see how the girl would react. The CEO extended the card and said, "Take it. This card can buy you everything you ever dreamed of." The girl looked at the card, her hands shaking as she touched it. The crowd leaned forward, expecting her to grab it and run. But then she looked up at him with tears streaming down her face and whispered, "Sir, money can fill my stomach tonight, but it cannot fill the emptiness of my life. I don't want charity. I just want a chance. Please let me work, let me earn my dignity." For a moment, silence fell over the street. The whispers stopped. Even the city noise seemed to fade away. The CEO's eyes widened, and his heart, untouched for years, suddenly broke open. Tears rolled down his cheeks as he whispered, "You are richer than me. You have a heart full of honor, and I lost mine chasing money. Tonight you have given me the greatest gift, the gift of humanity." He took off his expensive coat, wrapped it around her shoulders, and gently lifted her up from the cold ground. Turning to the watching crowd, his voice echoed through the street. "From this day forward, she is not a beggar. She will work in my company, live with dignity, and be treated with the respect she deserves. Because true wealth is not in money, it is in kindness." The crowd erupted into applause, some crying openly, others bowing their heads in shame for ever doubting her. The girl wept in gratitude, but for the first time in years, her tears were tears of hope. And so, on that night, under a simple streetlight, a homeless girl found a future, and a billionaire found his lost soul. Friends, if this story touched your heart, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Only on Soul of Kindness.